Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I kind of want to discuss how Elon Musk is suing OpenAI for up to $134 billion. And that literally makes it one of the biggest tech lawsuits in history. So today, I'm going to be breaking down what's happening, what both sides are claiming, and who actually might be right. Let's get into it. So if you don't already know about this lawsuit, let's kind of go back in history a little bit. So basically in 2015, this is when Elon Musk and Sam Altman, they basically co-founded OpenAI together, and they wanted to do this as a nonprofit. They really just wanted to build something that really benefits humanity and not necessarily the shareholders. They really just wanted to keep it open and safe for everyone. In doing this, Elon put in around $38 million of his own money. Now, in 2017, they both kind of realized that this is really going to cost billions of dollars and not just millions. So Elon proposed a solution. He basically wanted to take ownership and kind of be the CEO of all of this. And basically, OpenAI said no because they had a mission where they stated, no one single person should control AI. And this kind of defeated that purpose. So Elon left the board in early 2018. This kind of changes things because now at this point, OpenAI has turned into a for-profit company. And now we have big players like Microsoft who invested heavily into this. And then in 2022, this is when ChatGPT launches. And, as you guys know, ChatGPT is like one of the most widely used AI tools in the world right now, and it's currently valued at $500 billion. And once kind of OpenAI got a lot of clout and they kind of exploded, Elon started his own company, xAI, in 2023, which directly competes with OpenAI. And in 2024, Elon Musk sues OpenAI, and they've basically been fighting court cases up until now because he claims that they betrayed their nonprofit mission. And that's basically the brief history of it. Now let's get into what's happening right now. All right, so a federal judge has looked at all the evidence and basically said there's enough evidence here to take this to trial. So now the case is going to a jury trial in April 2026. So Elon's argument is pretty simple. He basically stated that OpenAI promised to be this nonprofit organization and really just to help humanity, but instead they basically became like Microsoft's AI tool and turned into a for-profit company. And Elon basically came up with a number of $79 billion to $134 billion. And kind of the way he came up with those numbers is that he put in like $38 million of his own money. And then he kind of calculated his own business expertise, his company, his contributions, stuff like that. Basically, his expert witnesses kind of calculated that OpenAI gained around like $65 to $100 billion just with kind of Elon's contributions. And they also stated that Microsoft gained like $13 to $25 billion. It's kind of crazy because Elon's lawyer basically said that without Elon Musk, there would be no OpenAI. Now, on the other hand, OpenAI is basically saying that Elon's a liar and kind of a hypocrite because they actually have read receipts. They basically stated that they have internal emails that states Elon wanted to go for profit back in November 2015. So remember how I said that they both realized that they needed more money, like billions of dollars and not millions of dollars? That's kind of when Elon pushed for a for-profit structure. Just to kind of simplify things a little bit, OpenAI is basically saying that Elon's a little salty right now because in the beginning, they rejected the idea that Elon would be CEO and kind of take majority ownership of the company. And so they're saying that Elon left and started a new company that directly competes with them. And now he's a little jealous because they're starting to succeed without him. So what does this really mean for both sides? Like, why does this even actually matter? Well, first of all, if Elon wins, he could literally get up to $134 billion. And like, I don't know if that's, one of the biggest tech lawsuits or just lawsuits in general. But I mean, that's a lot of money, especially when I think Elon's, latest net worth is like 700 something billion dollars. I mean, this is just like, a nice paycheck to him. But also if he wins, OpenAI, they might be forced to restructure back to a nonprofit. And that would be crazy if they actually went back to a nonprofit because ChatGPT is worth like $500 billion right now. And that means literally all the investors and all that equity would just be worthless. Big players like Microsoft, they would lose their equity and they would honestly probably countersue because of how much money they lost. Now, if OpenAI wins, obviously it'd be good for them because they can just keep their current structure and they don't have to change anything. But I guess, they just really just get the bragging rights that, Elon was salty and that they were kind of right about everything. All right, so here are my thoughts on this whole situation. Let's be real. I mean, neither side is 100% honest here. Did OpenAI betray their promise of being a nonprofit? Yeah, of course. They promise to be a nonprofit, kind of keep their models open, and really just be here to benefit humanity. But as you can see, now they're a for-profit company, and all of their models are closed source, and they're basically just partnering with Microsoft. Yeah, that's a broken promise, but honestly, can you really even blame them? Because I don't know how the company would run being a nonprofit. I mean, the costs to operate, they're just too high. I mean, they're like literally billions of dollars every year. Now, Elon, he also had his motives as well, because he's sitting here preaching about how he wanted to be a nonprofit, but OpenAI, they leaked the read receipts. And basically, it states that Elon also wanted this to be a for-profit company. To be honest, it's looking a little bad on his part that he really just wanted control. And because he didn't get it, now he started his own company. Now, there's one thing I do find really weird is the timing of all this, because Elon left OpenAI back in 2018 and they went for profit in 2019. But Elon also didn't sue until 2024. Now, during this time period, this is when ChatGPT exploded and basically their valuation went crazy. So if Elon is all about his principles, why wait 5+ years to sue? Bottom line, I think the lawsuit kind of goes both ways, and I think both parties are kind of being hypocritical at some points. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Elon is right in this situation, or do you guys think that he's just kind of being salty? If you guys want to follow this case as it goes on, then be sure to subscribe because I'll be covering the trial when it happens in April, if it happens. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.